Hey, church family. Hope you're doing well as you continue this week in the book of Genesis together. I want you to look at the fall, at the original sin, Adam and Eve eating from the tree in the garden that they were told by God not to. And I want you to think about this. What is the first outward sign of sin? What's the first thing that actually happens, some change you can see outwardly in Adam and Eve that signifies that something has changed once sin is entered the world? Did you go back and read? Think about it. It's clothes. The very first outward sign that something is different, that something has changed, is that Adam and Eve make clothes for themselves. The very last verse of Genesis 2 says they were naked and they felt no shame. Now, this is not your pastor showing up trying to tell you that we're going to start some weird nudist theology church or anything. Don't worry. Clothes are a good thing. Please keep wearing them. But ask yourself this and think about this. Why do we wear clothes? I mean, just logically, what is the purpose of clothes? It's to cover ourselves up. It's to keep some things private, to not let people see everything about ourselves. And that's a perfectly normal, natural thing. But think about why Adam and Eve didn't wear clothes. They didn't wear clothes because there was no need. Because they felt completely free to come before God just like they were. There was no need to cover anything up. We spend a lot of time trying to cover things up. We wear certain styles, certain colors, and things like that. We pick out our clothes, not just to be modest and to cover ourselves up, but we also pick our clothes in a way that accentuates good things sometimes and brings those things out and hopefully hides some of the things we're not so happy about in our appearance most of the time. That we try and basically we try and make ourselves look better than we really are because we're worried about that. We think about, what do people see when they look at me? Adam and Eve never had that thought until the fall. Before that, they never walked around thinking, I wonder how this makes me look. Or I wonder what this makes this person think about me. They didn't think that because the only opinion that mattered to them was the opinion of God. The only place where they drew any worth from, any part of self, their identity, their self-worth, all came from their Creator. It all came from God, and they completely trusted what He said about them. What is it He had said about them? He said they were very good. When God makes everything in the story of creation, everything's good, everything is good, everything's good. And then He gets to man and He says, it's very good. Adam and Eve knew that. They trusted that up to that point. They fully believed God said, I'm very good. And so I don't have to worry about anything about myself. I don't have to hide anything. I don't have to be ashamed of anything. I don't have to try and put my best foot forward because I'm just me. And God accepts me and says I'm very good, and He loves me, and He wants this relationship with me. That's how we were made to be. And then comes the fall. And then sin enters into the picture, and Adam and Eve immediately go and sew up clothes and try and cover themselves. And what's more, when God starts coming to walk in the garden like He did most evenings with them, they go and hide from Him. They're hiding themselves. They're covering themselves up. They're ashamed. They have sin now, and they think to themselves, God isn't going to approve. I'm no longer very good. Folks, God wants an open and honest relationship with us. He doesn't want us to be hiding things. I always laugh when Adam and Eve try and hide from God in the garden. Talk about someone you do not want to play hide and go seek with. The all-powerful, omniscient, omnipresent creator of the universe. Yeah, I think He's going to win. Just saying that. God knows our mistakes. God knows the things we've done. He doesn't want us to try and hide those things from Him. He wants us to just be open and honest with Him. And He wants us not to be so consumed with what other people think of us, or even, honestly, even what we think of ourselves. He wants us to only be concerned with who He says we are. Have you ever, husbands, gentlemen out there, you probably experience this more, because we don't often ask our wives if we look okay. In at least my case, half the time, she's already picked out all the clothes I own. So surely she approves of this one, right? But you've been asked by your wife at some point, probably within the last week or a few days, right? Like, does this look okay? Or some semblance of that question, right? And you'll tell her yes. And you truly believe it and you mean it. You think she looks great. And then she'll keep messing with her clothes, or sometimes she'll even go change clothes completely. And you're like, you asked me how you looked. I said it looked good, and now you changed clothes. And sometimes we're like, why did you even ask me, right? Have that kind of moment before, ever? Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think it's that when I tell my wife she looks great, I don't think she doesn't believe that's what I think. I think she just thinks I'm wrong. She doesn't trust my view of things. She doesn't trust my voice. When the moment of the fall came, Adam and Eve stopped trusting the voice of God. They started trying to be the voice that told them who they were. They started trying to be the voice that told them what they were worth and what their identity and their value was. They stopped trusting the voice of God when he said, "It's very good." They said, "Are you sure? I don't know. I'm gonna ask them over here. I'm gonna go look in this mirror over here. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna look somewhere else for who I am and for what I'm worth," instead of listening to the voice of God. Folks, we should listen to the one who made us. We should listen to the voice of our Creator above everything else. He's the one who truly knows who we are. He's the one who truly knows what we are worth. And he says we're pretty valuable. We're so valuable that not only did he make us in his own image, but when we messed up that image, he sent his son to restore it so that we could come back to that relationship that he always meant for us to have with him. Today, as you're going throughout your day, as you go throughout the rest of this week, whatever, listen to the voice of God. Don't put your faith, don't find your identity in all those other voices. Learn to listen to his voice and trust who he says you are. Not even who you think you are, but who your Creator says you are. Love you guys. See you soon.